Greetings from Southview Middle School. This is Paul Andrus, 8th and 9th grade counselor. Today we're going to be learning how to register for 8th grade, both on a hard copy as well as online, for the 2014-15 school year. Yes, this is probably going to be the most fun you've had in a long time. Well, actually that's not true, but you will, by the time we're done, know how to do that, as well as access information about next year, courses, schedule, and so forth. Our first stop on this journey will be the Southview homepage. When you get to the homepage, you'll notice registration information under quick links. When we click on registration information, we'll come to a section that has registration worksheets, sample schedules, course descriptions, parent input form, and Southview or Schoolview registration guide, I should say, for all of the grades. Going into 8th grade, we'll be clicking on this link. And that will bring us to the registration form for next year's 8th graders. On February 19th, all 7th graders will be coming down to the auditorium during advisory for a presentation I'll be giving about this very same thing. Students will at that time be handed a hard copy of this form, so you can use either that form or print this one offline. When filling out this form, we ask that you do fill out the information on the top, particularly the parent email address. We do work on the schedule over the summer, and it's especially helpful if we can contact you over the summer electronically. Step 1, log into Schoolview. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. In Step 2, these are the first courses that you're going to enter into Schoolview. These are required courses for all students. When we get to Schoolview, you'll be entering this 6-digit number for each course, such as Advisory 082824. In Step 3, there are choices to make. The first choice, as it says, check one box in each category and enter that course number into Schoolview. The first choice is the math choice. If you're in transition math this year, you'll be choosing algebra. If you're in algebra this year, you'll be choosing accelerated geometry. And I just noticed there's a mistake on our form. I'll fix that today. If you're in accelerated geometry this year, you'll be signing up for advanced algebra for grade 8. Same thing with the science course. There are two options, science and enriched science. You can find the descriptions about how those differ on the Southview registration page I showed you a minute ago, but you need to pick either science or enriched science. As we continue on to the back page, you'll see that Step 3 is continued. Language arts also has two choices. Either pick language arts or enriched language arts. Language arts has a link that will help you become fully registered for enriched language arts. Gives you a description of the class, lets you know what you might expect if you choose enriched language arts. Clicking on that link or going to that website off of the hard copy will bring you to this page. Again, it has descriptions of the courses, how they vary, information about whether it's a good idea for you to sign up for enriched language arts, and then a short survey to take to be sure that it's the right course for you. Going back to our registration form, the last choice is a world language course. The level for 8th graders is 2A. Unless you've not taken a language before, the option for you if you're going to start a language is Spanish 1A. These numbers, again, we will be entering into Schoolview. Some students who are in special education, ESL, lit skills, and other things don't take a world language, which is just fine. Those students would check this box. And finally, Step 4 is elective choices. You can see it says choose a total of 3 credits listed in this column, and enter those courses into Schoolview. So for instance, if you were in band, that's worth 2 credits. And then if you decided to take food and fabrics, That's 1 credit. That would mean that you'd be done with this registration form, except for this box over here, which I'll talk about in a minute. On the other hand, if you're not in a 2-credit class, then you could take, for instance, art, creative writing for the stage, and fitness fun, because each counts for 1 credit, bringing you to a total of 3. If you're interested in signing up for AVID, you can find the description in the course descriptions back on the web page. And please note that students will need to go through an interview with the AVID committee before being selected for AVID. The next step is that in the event that we cannot schedule you into the electives that, or even one or more of the electives that you have chosen, we ask that you rate, in order of preference, 3 other choices from this list that you'd be also interested in taking if, for instance, the elective that you signed up for is not offered next year. Scrolling down the page, step 5, sign and turn in. We do ask that there be a parent signature. These will be turned in to advisory teachers on February 26th. Our next step will be to log on to SchoolView, and when you get to SchoolView, under the drop-down menu, select the appropriate student if you have more than one in your house. And that will bring us to this screen. You will see a registration link. In that link, you want to click on registration. And that will bring us to this page. From here, it's quite simple. You're going to enter each of those 6-digit course numbers into this box. I'll begin doing so at this point. If you look at your registration sheet, you'll see that the first one is advisory, 082824. Dialog box will come up. In this case, that's advisory, and it will show up in 2 places here, that it's a request you've made and that it was added successfully. The next one, 21st Century Literacy, same thing. Comes up, that's been added successfully, it's added to your list. I'm going to add the rest of those required classes, 082112, 081804, 082003, and then we'll move down into the area where you need to make selections. Let's say I'm putting in my math selection. I put in 081678, accelerated geometry. Oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to take algebra. If I make a mistake like that, I click on the course I made a mistake on, simply hit delete, and it goes away. And then I can put in 081607, which is algebra, and the correct one has been restored. When you get through all of those numbers, including the elective numbers, but not the alternatives over on the right-hand side of the back page, just the ones that you're actually choosing, then you're going to come over here to proceed, either of these buttons, they're mysteriously both the same, and click Proceed to review and confirm registration. When you click on that link, it brings you to this page. Once again, you can see all of the courses that you're registered for. Obviously, I've not completed my list, but for the sake of time, we'll move on. If you see that there is a mistake, you can go back by hitting the Go Back button. Otherwise, you can go next to Confirm Requests. When we get to this page, you see yet another list of the courses that you signed up for and an option to print your confirmation. This would be just for your purposes if you'd like an electronic record of what you did, a printout of an electronic record. It does ask for a parent signature, but we're not requiring that this form be turned in, since students will be turning in the hard copy registration form. And just a reminder on that form, once again, we do need a parent guardian signature, and those forms should be turned into advisory teacher no later than February 26th. Thank you for watching this screencast. I hope it was highly entertaining. Well, I hope you got the information you wanted. Take care.